When a weak man falls in love with you, over time, it is the things that he actually loves about you that he will try to destroy. Your laughter, your charm, your light are the things that he was attracted to. But he knows that other men see that too. And knowing that he has competition makes him crazy and feeds his insecurity. If you were fun to be with in the beginning and you knew exactly who you were, but now you feel kind of sad and boring, he has made you believe that you have some kind of a problem. You probably feel intimidated by him because he seems to be so sure of himself. But his aggressive attitude towards you is only a cover-up for his weakness. And when he finally breaks up with you because he has lost attraction to you, because now you're not anymore this fun, independent girl you were in the beginning, he doesn't realize that he's responsible for making you into a codependent, insecure girl.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Miss Kafue. So ladies, in this video, we'll be talking about weak men. Do you agree that in this generation, there are a lot of weak men, and such men are very dangerous? And in this video, you'll be finding out why. So ladies, let's jump right into this video, and then I'll be back to give my take on it.
Every day I get reminded why this generation of men is by far the weakest generation of men. And I was sitting down and I was really trying to figure out and rack my brain as to why is that? And it really just boils down to these three main things. And the truth is, me personally, I've fallen for every single one of these. Number one's gotta be lust. There's so many sources of lust through Instagram, dating apps, and pornography. It's crazy. And there has been multiple studies that have shown that this type of content really does change the way that your brain works. And ultimately, lust affects the way that you show up in everyday situations. Number two's gotta be laziness. And this really shows up in the forms of TV, video games, and streaming services, as well as weed, alcohol, partying. And a lot of the time, men rather do these things than get up and move. Like, come on, bro, you gotta play basketball, you gotta lift, you gotta do something, man. Get up and get active, bro. Laziness kills our determination and our passion as men. And last of all, we're greedy. We don't care about nothing but ourselves. We don't care about our family, the people that we love. We don't care about our communities. We care about ourselves, and that's it. And that's not what a strong man does.
I'm going to give you a few signs of how to know if you are dealing with a weak man. If he says anything along the lines of, you're too aggressive, you're too masculine, you're too independent, you're a little bit too much for me, you're a lot to handle, I don't know what to do with you, believe him when he tells you these things, because he is being brutally honest. You are too much for him to handle. You are too aggressive for him. It doesn't make you masculine. If he doesn't like the fact that you pay your own bills, 9 times out of 10, he is looking for somebody that he could probably manipulate with money. You're a grown woman. And you should not be dealing with anybody who does not know how to deal with a grown woman accordingly. If you think that he's sassy, if you think that he's weak, he probably is. And it is okay for you to skip past him. But you being independent, you holding him accountable, you being 1000% certain on what you want, and you having a voice does not make you masculine. It makes you an adult. And this is how you get rid of a man that could possibly be weak. I am Trueford.
Truth is, strong women are intimidating to weak men. And weak men tend to be abusive men. And these men don't look at you as a partner. They look at you as competition. And the only way they could feel like they're winning in this imaginary game is to make you feel like you're less than or unworthy. So he belittles you. He'll lie. He'll cheat. He does anything he can to break down your substance, just so he feels like he has the upper hand. But he won't let you leave, because deep down he knows you're a good woman. If he can't watch you be with a good man, it'll eat him alive. Because once you meet a strong man, a man who's confident in who he is, you'll no longer be competing in some sick game. You'll be working together as a team. And this will open your eyes to everything he tried to play you with. And I know some of you are going to watch this and try to flip it to fit your own narrative. But strong men don't intimidate weak women. Psychopaths do. So don't be an idiot.
When a man says that you are aggressive, understand the only reason why you are aggressive around that man is because he's weak. He's not a real man. He's not confident. He doesn't have a plan. He don't have a future. So of course you're going to be aggressive around him because he's not a leader. You got to lead your own way. What's the point of being with him if you have to still be your own leader? See, real men, they have a plan. They are leaders. They have a future. They know where they are going. So you won't even be aggressive around a real man. You will literally be resting. You will be relaxed. But with a weak man, you will always be stressed, always wondering what you got to do, what I got to do next, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, because you're not with a leader. He's insecure and he wants to control you because he sees that you could be with somebody else. He see that. So now he wants to say, you're controlling, you're aggressive, No, you're just pathetic and insecure. That's all.
In all of those relationships where the woman tells the man he can't look at other women and so on, things like that, that's a weak man. You're a weak man if that happens to you, and you have a weak man if you're with that type of guy. Because just think about it for a second. You have to tell him what to do with his eyes. You're in the leadership role. And then it's no wonder why you don't respect this guy in other areas. You're the one instructing him on where his eyes should be. So let's say with the example of guys following IG models in relationships and so on. If you wanted the type of guy who doesn't do that when he's in a relationship, the best thing to do is find a guy who doesn't do that even when he's not in a relationship. Or at minimum, he communicates that he doesn't want to do that when he's with someone, rather than being told that he shouldn't do that. Because then you don't have to mold or lead him in how his behavior should be. And think about it, if you tell him to stop following those girls or whatever it is, you haven't actually changed him. You've only molded him in what you want him to be. And then you'll be surprised when you find out that he's not actually that guy. So you need to observe or ask him on what he's like, rather than forcing him to be like a certain way. And as a man anyway, it should feel weird for your behavior to even be molded by your woman.
When a woman doesn't want you, what the weak man will do when a woman rejects him is he will fight harder. He will want her more. We women doesn't really want a guy that is persistent. The only time you should be persistent is when she's giving you interest, when she's showing you interest, and she wants you to return that interest. That's what we women want when we are playing hard to get. But when she's clearly rejecting you and you are still showing her interest, she'll start to see you as someone who doesn't have alternative, someone who's not productive, someone who's not living a fulfilling life. And women are not attracted to men that are not living a fulfilling life. Another thing weak men will do is that they will become abusive. They will start talking down on the lady. Like my guy, she just doesn't find you attractive. So you need to move to the next person. Don't waste your time.
Men of this generation are weak. Yes, I said it. Men are becoming so weak because they idolize sex. They always put sex on a pedestal. The easiest and quickest way to weaken a man is by sex, and it's the dumbest thing on earth to invest in women who doesn't care about you. And all of these fine girls, all of these pornography porn sites, all of these hookup girls, they are there to manipulate you. So the reason why men have lost all their masculinity is because they put looks and appearance on a pedestal. And if a woman looks like the woman that she likes, he will drop all of his boundaries and standards just to get her attention, and she manipulates you. And if you're a man who can get manipulated by a pretty girl, then you're the weakest man in the world. You're the weakest. Whereas if you're a man that can stand strong with a beautiful girl, then you're the strongest. So I think that because men are becoming so weak to beauty and so saturated by sex and stuff, that's why we've got no masculinity left.
You're a woman. You're a feminine lady. Oh, look at that cute pink purse. Oh, look at that bow. Oh, look at those red lips. Men are powerless around certain feminine traits, okay? So, or they want to help you, or they want to do more for you, or they want to open doors for you, or they let you cut in line, or they give you free stuff. So that's why a lot of women in this world have chips on their shoulders, because they think men are treating certain types of women better. It's not certain types of women, it's feminine women. It's women who take extra time and effort into their looks. It's not about skin color. It's not about anything else but how feminine and how well you take care of yourself, okay? And most women who take very good care of themselves, love themselves, care about themselves, put in extra effort, and most of the women that are hating on them look really bad. They don't look like they're doing much of anything. You can't be mad at somebody who took an hour to do their makeup and you didn't take 1 second to even clean the crust out of your eye. Okay, you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at someone who gets treated better because they took the time to do their hair and you walk in with flip-flops, jogging pants, and a scarf on your head. No, you can't get mad at that. You need to take the time to do your part so you can get special treatment too. A lot of people like to jump straight for, oh, you just did that because she's this skin tone, or her hair is this way. Most of the time that stuff is a wig. Okay, you can get a wig too. So don't listen to the women who are hating on you, especially if you're leveling up quick. Just suggest to them, well, maybe if you took about 10 more minutes in the mirror, you can get this too. The first thing that men attack when verbally attacking a woman, like on a video, on a post, on Facebook or social media, the first thing they attack on a woman is the first thing that they value on a woman, okay? So if you ever notice, like in the comments down below in some of my videos, you'll see these guys trolling, and they'll be attacking me, attacking women who comment. The first thing they go for is usually appearance and a sexual organ. The first thing that they really attack is the appearance of a woman and their sexual organ. And they also attack the way that women expect things and the way that women are entitled. So, what do they value in a woman? Sex, appearance, and how she feels about herself. Okay, I don't mind trolls. I don't care if people insult me, because it just shows me their weakness. It just shows me what they're really saying. You know, they say a woman will always expose a man's weakness.
Stop dating weak men, because a lot of y'all need to hear this, because y'all don't understand what a man is and what a weak man is. A weak man will not walk over to you. A strong man will. A strong man doesn't fear failure or rejection. Why? Because he knows he can make it. He know he can make it in this world. So they will have no problems walking up to you, introducing themselves, and asking you your name and such and such and such and such. They won't be the type of guy that you have to ask questions about, like, well, what if he's shy? Do I make the first move? Or what if he's looking at me, but he's too shy? No, that's weakness. You don't want a weak man, you want a strong man. Weak men don't approach, because they know they're going to get shut down, because they know deep down inside something about them ain't strong enough to be with you. So why even put yourself through it? Some women are so desperate that they will go and collect a weak man just to say they got something. All right, don't do it. Don't be a pygmisha. You want to attract a strong man who is willing to walk across the room for you, introduce himself to you, impress you, do the most. That's a strong man, because he knows he can do it. Why else would a man put himself through all that if he didn't think that he's up to the task? So you attract strong men, not weak men. If you're attracting weak men, it's because you look like a strong woman. You look like you can solve all their issues. You look like you'll go approach them. You look like you'll go and do all the manly work for them. So that's why you got to stop taking the lead role as the masculine one in dating and in relationships. You need to attract a strong man by being a woman that attracts, not chases.
So I went to run today, like you guys have seen, and I came a bit late for the run club. So I started my run alone, and then I caught them, and I came back with them. While I was running alone, and now on the way to where I'm having breakfast, can men leave us alone? Can men leave us alone? As in, I don't know what's so difficult about that. I've had at least 3 different men catcall me while I was alone. When you are with other men, they don't. And there was one that even stopped his car. I was walking at this point, I wasn't running. Stopped his car and he was like, hey, 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 calling me. Me, I always act like you are not there. Like, I will ignore the heck out of you, you know? So why are you stopping your car in the middle of the road, calling me, and I'm acting like you don't exist? Like, you're being ridiculous. Like, you don't have self-esteem. As saying, I'm ignoring you. Leave me alone. As saying, are you not embarrassed? Because that's embarrassing. It's like going all the way to stopping your car to call someone that's literally acting like you don't exist. Like, that's embarrassing. Is it worth it? As a man, is it worth it to do that? You don't feel shame? I'm just like, wow.
Several reasons why I believe men are very, very weak. Number one is we have a hard time talking about our feelings. We're never able to put it into words. We don't show a lot of emotion. 2, sometimes it's hard to tell the truth with people because sometimes we don't want to open up a huge conversation. We don't want to talk about our feelings. So a lot of times people around us are on a need-to-know basis.
It's not lying if we don't tell them about it.
But the fact is, we could put things out in the open. If we could talk about the way that we feel, the way that someone makes us feel, we'd probably be a lot happier.
Men are sexually weak. Even if the man makes advances at you, there's something in you that will make you hold yourself and say don't. Because he is trying to break into your territory. You are the one to build the wall around you. That guy is a looter. He's just thinking pleasure. But you will tell him no, there's a boundary that you cannot cross. Because there is chastity here, there's sanity here. That's what makes you a Bible woman. He said holy women. That's how the Bible called them. Holy women. Holy women.
The only thing worse than being a wicked man is being a weak man. Young men who are not married yet, let me tell you something. No woman wants a wicked or weak man. A weak man won't lead his family. She wants a leader. This is what it is. This is how it's going down. This is how we gonna get it done. But baby, I don't understand. You don't got to understand. I'm the leader. I'm the prophet, the priest, the protector, and the provider. It's a couple things I need you to do, but worry ain't one of them. But you need to do the others. Ask any real woman. Nothing is more of a turn on than a man who leads like God intended for him to lead. Bust that.
In the workplace, men are becoming weaker. Fact. And trigger warning to all the guys out there who are financially dependent on one damn job. What have you been doing with your money? It was so embarrassing when I used to see guys used to say, that manager's not talking to me like that, you wait till I see him in the meeting or in the corridor. Anyway, they would go and see him. Go on then, say something. Tell him what you just told all of us. Not a word. They don't speak up because they're not financially empowered. They've got no money in the bank. Do you realise all the problems in the workplace? Bullying, harassment, micromanagement, anxiety, depression, worrying about your job, low self-esteem, low confidence, putting up with the office politics, having to be involved in the cliques, not wanting to be singled out. You do realise all of this stems and is a byproduct of having no money in the bank, because God knows what you've been doing with your money. And specifically men are becoming weaker and they're bending over backwards, they're brown-nosing managers, they're losing themselves, it's called loss of identity. They're pretending to be a character just to survive, and then they're going home to their wife saying, put in a hard day shift today. No, you didn't. You pretended to be someone else because you got no money, you got nothing to fall back on, and you are solely dependent on this job and you need it. You are desperate for this job. And as a result, men are becoming weaker. They're seeing wrongdoing, they're seeing people be bullied, they'll backstab people just to survive. And the message is, in this video, get your money right, people, male and female. I never used to put up with this shit in the workplace. Why? Because I had my money right since I was like 21 years old. I've never kept up with the Joneses. I've just cash stacked, been smart, thought outside the box, and just realised that at some point I'm going to want to be financially empowered. So at some point I can say, stuff you and stick your job, I'm out of here. Which is what I done. Get your money right. But men are becoming bloody weak in the workplace.
For me personally, I think weak men are very scary, they're very dangerous, and I'll share why. I think the first reason is because these men are susceptible to anything. Like, they can fall for anything. They cannot stand their ground. And there's nothing worse as knowing that you have a man who cannot stand his ground, whether sexually, whether whatever, whether physically, whether emotionally. He tends to get angry quickly. He tends to go for women quickly. Like, there's nothing as bad as knowing that you have a weak man who cannot, who is just swayed in easily. That's a weak man. And most of these weak men are very insecure. Most of these weak men, they see that you're strong. They want to tear you down. They want to drain you. They want to like make you lose the core identity of who you are. Like, such men are very insecure. They're actually mad at you. Most of these men are very aggressive. And in the video, as the lady said, their aggression is to hide their weakness. And as Shera 7 said, a woman will always expose a man's weakness. Yes, like his behavior, the way he acts, his aggression, everything will tell you whether you're dealing with a weak man. How he acts when he's angered, when he's in those situations, how he handles his anger, how he handles people, how he treats you behind closed doors. Is he just putting up a mask in front of people? How he stands his ground when other women approach him. Like, that will tell you whether you're dealing with a weak man generally. And most of us, I'm sure we've dated weak men in the past. So finding that strong man, that man who is not swayed in easily, that man who cannot be tempted. Let me tell you, a man who cannot be easily tempted is a man that you cannot break. That man is unbreakable. If you look at most men in history, like these men, they fell, most of them, some of them fell because of women, because of Jezebels. Strong men tend to last, and strong men can lead you. Yeah, like, you can be confident that you have a man when he's strong, but when he's weak, oh my God, he tends to be weak in every area. His finances will always be weak. His physical will always be weak. His whatever will always be weak. His emotions are weak. Like, he's not a man. Like, it's such a turn off, especially for women. I cannot imagine dealing with such a man. Anyway, ladies, what do you think about this? Do you think, like, in this generation we have a lot of weak men? And what do you think is the root cause for this? I think it's majorly because of absentee fathers. Like, fathers are not teaching their sons how to be men anymore. They've left the job to the women, and women can only know how to cuddle up their children. Like, us women cannot raise like men, aggressive men. We are feminine. It's not in us. Like, we cannot do it. So anyway, ladies, what do you think about this topic? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. And ladies, please have a nice day, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.